Hello again and welcome to this tutorial. We are gonna talk about economics a bit. It's one of the most important parts of the game that we have not discussed yet, but getting lots of gold and keeping that income flowing is a pretty important aspect of gameplay. It's not as important for each of the individual types of games, but regardless of what type of victory you are pursuing, you really want to have a nice income. And there are several aspects to that, and the first one is obviously gold tiles. There is limited control over this, but when you have them, you sometimes want to work them. And as you know, you can put gold buildings in each city, the market, the bank, and the stock exchange. They give you a flat gold bonus and a percentile increase. So that's pretty good. If we look here, we have 95 from various sources. We are a little unhappy, which reduces our gold income, but other than that we have 49 base, which is modified and then almost doubled. So what we can do is we can check what the effect is of taking 2 off. Now, so you can see that the doubling is really on everything, and that doubling is achieved by stacking up 25% of all these buildings. Note that if you just build these 3 things in a city, that will be 6 flat gold plus 75%. That's a reasonable bonus in and of itself, so you can get a city up to about 10 gold that way, just by building those things. And city gold income will be a reasonable portion of your income. As you can see, about half of my income is from that source. The second, as you can see, is city connections. We have already spoken about this. Every city connected by either harbors or roads to your capital will grant gold equal to about 1.25 times its population. So this city gives about, well, 30-ish gold. That adds up, modified by Machu Picchu, which we have here. Machu Picchu gives an extra 25%, and that's about the rest of my half. And how this division is depends on the width of your empire. As you can see, I have some from religion, that is from the tithe or tithe, or however you pronounce that religious feature we have chosen. You normally won't have that, but as you can see at this stage in the game, it is not a significant part of my income anymore. So those are 3 of the main sources of income. But since Brave New World, another source of income is the cargo ship and the caravan. I think we have prepared one of each. They can connect 2 cities and then give you gold depending on the difference in resources between those cities. So if we look at a connection between Lisbon and Wittenberg, for example, the land connection is going to give us 12 gold and them 1. You can read on my screen how that total comes about. It depends on a lot of different things. But that's not the only issue that is relevant. Seed fruits give a much higher income from the same city. As you can see, it's not twice as much, but almost twice as much. I would get 21 from going to Wittenberg. So what you should usually do is pick someone to which the trade path is good. You can follow it as the blue lines on your screen, for example Geneva, and then choose to start trading with them. In this case I will just pick Belgrade as or Malacca. It's 25, that's even better. As you can see, the trade routes also exert religious pressure, which is an added bonus. So the 25, we will take that, and it is added immediately to our total. This one we will send to Wittenberg, and we go from 376 to 388. As you can see, that part of the income is not modified by the percentile modifiers, but that's okay. Now that we know how to get this gold, the question is, of course, how is this division gonna be? Well, for small, tall empires, you are not going to get much from buildings. The city output, raw city output, is usually going to be limited. If you have 3 or 4 cities, you're gonna get maybe 60-70 gold from that. It depends on how tall you have them and if you are capable of running the gold specialists, but that's a reasonable number to aim for at this point in the game. Earlier on it will be a little lower, but not that much. City connections, well, since they are dependent on popping connections, a tall empire is not going to have much. If I had kept my empire at Braga and I would have had about 50 gold from those city connections. But obviously, the wider your empire becomes, the more you are going to get from them. Trade routes then, this should be the highest in many situations. At this point in the game you usually have 7 trade routes, sometimes 6, sometimes 8, depending on your path and what wonders you got, and each trade route should give you 20, 25, maybe even 30 already gold per turn. So achieving about 300 gold per turn for a really tall empire should not be a big issue. The very wide empires, they can get up to 600-700 after taxes are deducted. This of course is not the only way to generate gold. A very useful way is to trade with your friends.
Was nun?
Let's for example talk to Bismarck.
Was habt ihr gesagt?
You can sell strategic resources for 45 gold each. So 1 oil
Es
is going to
wäre
go
in
for
eurem
45
Interesse,
gold.
dass ihr dieses Angebot sorgfältig
And it
prüft.
is recommended that you sell them
Abgemacht.
as much as you can, as long as you don't need
Was
them.
habt ihr gesagt?
At some point, of course, the AI will no longer be interested in what you have to sell them, since they are saturated with these resources. You can sell luxuries for 240 gold each. Just make sure that you do not sell your last one if you need the happiness. So since I only have 1 citrus, if I sell it, I will lose the happiness from it. 240, you can only trade straight up gold if you have a declaration of friendship. So that's a reasonably okay deal. If you trade with people you do not have a declaration of friendship with, they can only pay you in gold per turn. So trading this to someone who is angry, he may give 4 or 5.
Mana chaitaka rima rishkanchichu.
No,
Mana
5
chaitaka
is
rima
apparently too
rishkanchichu.
much, but 4,
Mana chaitaka
yeah,
rima
still too
rishkanchichu.
much. Maybe 3. No,
Kishpichi wangi ninimi.
the angrier they are, the less they are willing to pay.
Shinami kanga.
Normally, when you are at neutral relations, this will be 6 gold per turn and 1 for the strategic resources. That's a lot less than if you would sell it for the full amount, but yeah, well, that's why declarations of friendship with people are important. If you need instant gold, it is
Was
possible to trade up loans.
Vorwärts.
For example, I can get 30 of his gold for 1 of mine per turn for 30 turns.
In Ordnung.
They will almost always do that. So if you need to buy, say, factories or a university, then you can just loan gold from a friend. So that's one source of income. Now there is an entirely different source of income, and that is through social policies. For example, mercantilism, it just reduces the cost of purchasing things, but that of course acts as a double for income. But there are also straight up boosts. For example, monarchy, it gives you about 20 gold modified by the city modifiers, so that's about 40 now. Reduced cost of road maintenance, it all amounts to about 30 to 40 gold. Favorite of mine is sovereignty, as you can see here. It gives 1 gold for each science building. So let's check Lisbon. We have a university, public school, and a library somewhere in here. Yeah, the library. So let's take that policy and see how much extra gold we get. We have 89 now, and that goes up by quite a lot. And as you can see, our gold went from 49 to 52, as all our buildings here now give 1 extra gold. And that's quite good. So policies can help you fix up your economy a little bit more. I think that covers about every source of gold you can get in the game. Spending it should not be a problem, but keeping a gold stack up is mostly very convenient. You just have to know when you can and when you can't spend your money, but that's a rather complicated strategical decision, of course. So with that, I want to leave you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.